Welcome to UFC Tonight. Kenny Florian here alongside the UFC light heavyweight and heavyweight champion Daniel Cormier and DC USADA announced tonight their ruling for Jon Jones' second failed test. He will receive a 15-month suspension retroactive to his failed test, making him eligible to return October 28th. What are your thoughts?
I'm the UFC double champion, right? I have bosses in the back, and I'm talking about this guy because I have to. I've moved past that. I mean, I went about my business, you know? I went and won another title. This guy, I guess, now his suspension's up, so we'll see what happens.
Is there a fight that could happen between you guys at this point?
I mean, I think people get excited. You know, people get excited about the prospect of us fighting again, but right. I've got to fight with Brock Lesnar. Why would I look back? Why would I look back to Jones now when I've got to fight? I mean, obviously, as a competitor, I want to fight the guy. He's beaten me twice. But I've got to fight. You know, why go back? This is a bigger fight. I've got a bigger fight with Brock Lesnar. Why should I go back?
Now, it was a little rare that we see this, but USADA said they believe Jones wasn't intentionally cheating. What are your thoughts on that?
You know, again, it is what it is, you know, but here's the deal. When it comes to USADA, they can't come to my house anymore at 6 a.m. I mean, what's the point? They've been to my house 15 times enough. USADA, don't come to my house anymore. You don't need to. You don't need to come. I'm not going to fail a test. I'm not going to make any mistakes. I'm not going to have to sit up there and go, I'm serious this time, guys. I promise I wasn't really trying to cheat. It's never going to happen with me. 70 times since I started wrestling internationally, and I have never made a mistake. It's not that hard. So to even be having to sit here and do this again shows that, you know, guys are ridiculous.
Well, we have a big show tonight. I can't remember everything, but we know who does. Karen Bryant.
Don, what do you think of that press conference yesterday?
Oh, I mean, I think Conor's just having fun. One thing you got to understand is when you got Conor McGregor cheersing Dana White, you've already lost the press conference. And that's what's smart about Khabib Nurmagomedov is he knew that. He knew he wasn't going in here to win a verbal warfare battle with Conor. So he took the L, stood there, and stayed very calm. And as you've watched people adjust to Conor and fighting him, you've seen that this is the only answer, is to stay calm, stay collected, relax, let him talk, let him do his showboating, and hopefully you can keep your wits about you so that on that fight night you're not too emotional. But Conor looks like he's just being his normal self and having a blast doing it.
Yeah, and like he said, I don't have to do this. I'm doing this because I want to do this. I'm doing this because I love coming back and fighting. He didn't have to come back financially to fight Khabib. He wants to go in there and literally do that. He wants to knock him out and shut him up. And I feel like, again, he's got the confidence, and he showed it again at the press conference, man. Every time we see this guy, you can doubt him all you want, but when he steps into the octagon, he fights and he brings it, and he's got the ability to knock anybody out with that left hand.
Oh, my goodness. I just cannot wait till this fight. I'm happy to see both these gentlemen fighting again.
You know, we talk and we get into fights. I love it. Man, Conor, I ain't trying to be like none of that. I don't even know what a DDT is. I think that's a WWE move. These dudes smoke a little bit of weed, hang out with some rappers, and want to be hood. Got 30 fights, lost half of them. Ain't killed a yet. I know his mama got tickets, so shut up about my mom. Look, me and Tony, we got a long history.
You need to get in line, son.
Al ain't fought in 2 years. You know, I fought more than...
You need to bleed a little bit.
The man, he's going to slow down, and I'm just getting faster, so I can't wait for the next time. Conor's somebody that's laughable. You know, he think he a gangster. He want to be from the street so bad. He was working class. His pops was a plumber. He was going to be a plumber. Mike better get on top of it. Right before he walked out to Anthony Pettis, he looked me right in the eyes. He said something. I can't understand what he said. And I'm like, hey, you got Anthony Pettis right now. What are you looking at me? Look at him. Kobe's a joke. I see what you're trying to do. You just don't got it like that. I ain't got nothing to say to the Diaz brothers. I'm not a bully. I might be brash. I might talk my but I am not going to fight a man that don't want to fight. It's like a dog with his tail tucked between his legs. George St. Pierre, you got my number. All you got to do is you can just shoot me a text. You were at my first ever pro fight. Allow me to be at your last pro fight. It would be an honor to retire you.
We have some sad news to report out of Japan. Norifumi Yamamoto, better known as Kid Yamamoto, lost his battle with cancer and passed away yesterday. The fan favorite was a 26-fight veteran of the UFC, Shudo, Dream, and K1. He was one of Japan's most popular fighters for the past 2 decades. Kenny, what a massive loss for the mixed martial arts community.
Huge loss for the mixed martial arts community and for Japan, of course, where he was a huge star, both in that country and all over the world. And he was a huge star because he was so exciting to watch. He was always looking for the finish. He was a fighter through and through, a guy who fought in several weight classes, and absolutely, this is a big loss.
From a great family of wrestlers, sisters were world champions, dad was an Olympian, a guy that had a star quality. And when he came to the UFC, even though he had all of his success overseas, people accepted him as the star that he was. He was an unbelievable pioneer of the sport and a true legend of mixed martial arts. Unbelievably sad. Big loss for the mixed martial arts community. Kid Yamamoto was just 41 years old.
Thank you. Tommy Told here, reporting from the future at the UFC 229 press conference. It's just getting started. Let's watch. All right, everybody, I know it's been 36 hours and Conor's still not here, but I swear if he doesn't show up soon, I will suspend Santiago Ponzinibbio. I'm not even remotely sorry that I'm later for anything else I've ever done in my life. Conor, can you give us one of your famous Mystic Mac predictions? Khabib taps due to exhaustion in the third. I am the superior wrestler. That's funny. You are like Bear we used to dress up as clown as children. You will be dying for air between rounds. I'll be slamming shots on me brand new whiskey and counting me millions between rounds. That is number one. You have gas tank like electric car. Nate Diaz is 7 feet high, 350 maybe more. I went 7 rounds with that beast. I got a gas tank like a 757. Go do cheeseburger commercial. I fought more since 2016 than you have, and I haven't even fought. Sitting there with your boom belt. Yeah, Mr. Talk Guy. 26-0. You fought absolutely nobody. Unbeaten for a decade. Last guy I fought who was unbeaten for a decade lasted 13 seconds. Last guy you beat didn't grow up literally wrestling bears. And a 26 bums you beat don't have a left-hand shot that would knock out a whale. Knock out whale, but not Nate Diaz? Nate Diaz is bigger than a whale. This is silly time where people laugh at you like a comedian, but in 2 weeks, I will show you real funny. It will be big time embarrassment for you. In 2 weeks, I'll be fighting Nate again because they're gonna call in sick. Media obligations done. Buy my whiskey.
If you've never seen Chris Cyborg fight, prepare yourself for violence.
Easily the most feared woman in the history of mixed martial arts.
Seemingly unbeatable Chris Cyborg.
Fantastic striking ability. Unbelievable aggression.
Chris Cyborg by knockout. Who's going to want any of this?
Welcome back to UFC Tonight. In the last UFC super fight, I fought Stipe Miocic. Our next guest faces bantamweight champ Amanda Nunes at the UFC's next super fight at UFC 232 is the featherweight queen, Christine Justino Venancio.
Yes.
Or you can just call her Chris Cyborg. How you doing, champ?
I'm great, thank you.
Good. Listen, first question.
Yes.
Is this the biggest fight in the history of women's mixed martial arts?
I think it's going to be a great fight because they're going to be two champions that are going to fight each other. And I hope, I think I want to have a good style and if we make the good fight. Both come to the fight. I think it'll be an exciting fight for the fans.
Chris, let's talk about Amanda's style. What do you think is the best part of her game? Where is she dangerous?
I think she's like to put pressure, you know, in her opponents, but she didn't like pressure. You know, if you see her couple fights, like the first loss against Ken Zingano, like you can see this fight, she put pressure Ken Zingano continue, you know, pressure back, and you know, she has quit herself this fight. And everybody knows that I'm the pressure. I'm going to do the pressure, you know, I don't quit. They have to make me sleep for me to stop. You know, this is my job, and because this, I think it's going to be a great fight.
Chris, 2 Brazilian champions here. Who does Brazil root for? Who are they cheering for?
You know, this is the one thing people ask me, I want to fight Amanda. You know, I don't want to fight Amanda. You know, I say because we the same champion. I have a dream like have a girls, women's fight for be the champion of UFC, all the Brazilian. Imagine, it's a house cool.
Yeah.
Same happened with the guys before, gonna happen to the girls. But you know, she called me out. She say, I don't think she's care about because I saw she's one fight, Jessica Andrade, and she's coach other girl, like stand up and coach other girl against Jessica and even a teammate. And after she's calling me out, I say, man, you know, I think he doesn't care. Let's fight. Let's do this fight. And I think the fans want to see Dana White want to make this fight happen. And let's see. I don't know who's fans going to be side. But if you chin Cyborg, buy my shirt. Creonte free. Brazil Creonte free.
And now I want to talk about that. You called her a Creonte, right? Which means a traitor, right?
Yes.
In Portuguese. Why did you call her that?
Because the first thing I watched her coach the girls against Jessica. And the other thing, she's calling me out, and then, man, I always respect her for being UFC champion, 135, or whatever. And after her teammate called me, you know, I would say a lot of bad things about Brazil. And then same team to her. You know, how's it gonna, you know, it doesn't matter, you know, if your teammates say anything about their country, it doesn't matter if now people say, you have the American citizenship. Yes, I am. You know why I have? Because I pay taxes and I want to have the right for vote and help my community because this. But it doesn't matter, I stop being Brazilian.
Your division has struggled to find challengers. This season of The Ultimate Fighter, there's featherweights fighting on the show. When you look at this effort, is the UFC doing enough now to try to help and build this division?
I think it's really nice, you know, have the opportunity. I went there to try out the Tough. I think it's cool, have show up a lot of 30 girls, you know, then some girls 135, but they want to try 145. And I think it's amazing. I think, you know, I don't want to stop the division. You know, I fought a lot for have the girls have the division 145. I think it can be great girls. Just have to doing what the UFC doing, you know, give the opportunity.
Chris, my understanding is you have 3 fights left on your UFC contract.
2 fights.
2 fights left.
Yes.
Okay. So, who do you want to fight next?
Gonna be Amanda next, and then after that, I would like who's who win the Tough House, which mate.
You have a bad history with Ronda Rousey,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
To put it lightly. And there are rumors that you could go to the WWE. Now, here's the problem. She's already there. You want to win when you fight Ronda Rousey. Would you be okay with getting pinned by her in the WWE?
You know, it's no means because I have the chapter, you know, I'm not going to give for money my win. You know, it's not something I'm going to follow the rules, you know.
That's the question, right? The script says you get pinned. What is it?
You know, it's not something I'm going to follow the rules. I know people think it's everything right when the WWE, everything before. But I don't know if I'm going to step there, you're going to follow the rules or what's going on. But I don't know. Fans will ask this. But maybe this is my opportunity for this fight.
So there's a chance that you get in this WWE ring and you smack her upside the head, for real?
Yeah, maybe on suplex outside. Outside.
So how much?
It's hilarious. How much would it take you to say, okay, listen, I'm going to lose to Ronda? How much money would it take?
To tap to an armbar. Tap to an armbar. How much is it?
No way this is going to happen.
That's her finishing move.
No way it's going to tap in this armbar. No way. No way.
No amount of money.
This is going to happen.